The benefits of cross-training your manufacturing team for increased efficiency. Here's the truth. Most manufacturing leaders quietly ignore. Your team isn't nearly as flexible, resilient, or prepared as you might think they are. And I don't say that as a criticism. I say it as somebody who's lived it. I can't tell you how many plants I've walked into where one person, one person knows how to run all the critical machines. And when they're sick, on vacation, or quit, the whole place looks like someone unplugged the sun. Today, we're talking about cross training, not as a nice to have, not as a maybe someday initiative, but as a competitive advantage that will save your productivity, your sanity, and frankly, your profit. The biggest problem is this: manufacturers rely on tribal knowledge instead of documented, trackable, teachable skills. You know the people, the go-to operators who carry half the plant on their backs because they're the only ones who know the secret sequence to get a line started on a cold Monday morning. And the organization becomes hostage to them. But there's another problem underneath that one. There's no formal system to track who is trained on what. Zero visibility, zero bench strength. Everything becomes reactive. Your training, usually a combination of shadowing, luck, and the hope that the experienced operator is in a good mood today. And when the unexpected hits, that somebody quits, someone gets injured, or demand spikes, or even a machine goes down, the whole plant shudders. The biggest symptom of this problem is brutally simple. Bottlenecks and downtime explode anytime one key person is missing. You see it all the time. Productivity tanks because the only certified forklift driver called in sick. Quality defects spike because the only person who can properly calibrate the fixture is on vacation. And supervisors scramble, reshuffling the deck like a panicked blackjack dealer. Customers feel the pain because lead times swell. Morale nosedives because the team knows the truth. We can't run when certain people aren't here. I remember a plant where the entire finishing operation relied on one guy named Red. Great guy, smart, experienced. But when Red had a shoulder surgery, output fell by 37% for 6 weeks. Not because the work changed, but because the skills weren't shared. Here's what most leaders try: they push harder. Do your best, cover the shift, figure it out. It's basically crossing your fingers and calling it a strategy. They run crash course training only when there's a crisis. Ironically, the worst possible moment to train somebody is when the machine is down and everyone is in panic mode. They hire more people instead of increasing the capability of the people they already have. This just adds headcount without adding capability. They build training binders that no one reads. You know, the famous 3-inch notebook that only sees the light of day when OSHA shows up. They create Excel spreadsheets to track training, which fall apart faster than a cheap folding chair at a family reunion. These approaches fail because they weren't built for the real world of manufacturing. Reason one, they rely on memory, not on systems. If your training lives in one person's brain, you're one resignation away from disaster. Reason number two, training done in a crisis is inefficient and forgettable. People retain information poorly when they're stressed, rushed, or simply trying to survive the shift. Reason number three, there's no structure, no certification, no accountability. A supervisor saying, Joe's good on line two, isn't a training plan. That's a rumor. Reason four, people don't rise to expectations. They fall to the level of their training. And if that training is inconsistent, Undocumented and informal, your results will be exactly that. Reason number 5, without a visual trackable matrix, you can't see talent gaps until they're already hurting you. And by then, the line is down, the shipment is late, and your team is scrambling. Here's the one thing that will move the needle more than anything else: build a cross training matrix and make it a living system, not a poster, not a spreadsheet that gets crusty in a shared drive somewhere, a living, visible tool that drives daily decisions. Step 1, identify every critical skill in the department or on the shop floor. Break down the work: machine startup, changeovers, quality checks, material handling, safety tasks, all of it. Step 2, list every person on the team along the top. Step 3, score training levels: simple, visible, objective. For example, 0, not trained; 1, can perform, but only with supervision; 2, certified to run independently; 3, trainer level competency, they can train others. Step 4, share it, review it, update it weekly. When people are cross trained, highlight it. When gaps appear, prioritize them. Step 5, rotate training into the schedule intentionally. Cross training is not extra work, it is the work. Step 6, celebrate progress. Make capability part of performance. When your team sees that learning more makes them more valuable, more respected, and more future proof, they buy in. Because the real benefit of cross training isn't just coverage, it's ownership, it's empowerment, it's capability, it's flexibility. It's turning a fragile team into a flexible, resilient powerhouse. And when you do this right, your plant becomes unstoppable. The quality improves, throughput stabilizes, and you can finally breathe because you no longer have to pray that your key person never takes a day off. This is what operational excellence actually looks like: a team that can run, thrive, and deliver no matter who's on the floor.